Today we celebrate the 223rd anniversary of the founding of our Corps. A day set aside each year, not just to mark another birthday or to look to the future, but to remember the Iron Marines of old, to draw strength and commitment from their dedication and their courage, and to measure ourselves against the standard they so dearly set. That's what brings me here today, to one of our touchstones, where uncommon valor was a common virtue, to the island of Iwo Jima. 53 years ago, Marines from the 5th Amphibious Corps stormed across these black volcanic beaches. Facing them were over 20,000 Japanese soldiers, dug in and supported by 361 artillery pieces. Within minutes of the landing, the beaches were ablaze as the determined enemy delivered heavy artillery, mortar, machine gun, and rifle fire on the assault waves. Here where I stand, on Red Beach 1, over 1,000 Marines would be killed or wounded within the first 24 hours of the battle. During the next 36 days, a Marine would be killed or wounded every 2 minutes. Over 3,000 Marines would fall for every square mile of this 7-square-mile island. For the first and only time in our history, there would be more Marine casualties than enemy casualties. Of the 81 Marines who were awarded the Medal of Honor during World War II, more than a quarter, 22 earned theirs here. The battle for Iwo Jima is an epic of Marine endurance, tenacity, and courage. For 53 years, it has stood as a unifying symbol of all of our touchstones of valor. On D+1, it began to rain, a cold, penetrating rain that washed over the landing beaches and tumbled down into the black lava ravines. In some places, the rain pooled blood red. For the Marines on Iwo Jima, the miserable weather and the tenacious enemy reduced warfare to its most fundamental form: man against the elements and man against man. It was an infantry battle, a battle of the rifle, a battle of the bayonet. Every Marine or rifleman would be forever linked to the warriors who fought on Iwo Jima. On D+4, a small patrol from the 2nd Battalion, 28th Marines fought their way up the dominating heights of Mount Suribachi. The route was steep, forcing them at times to climb on their hands and on their knees. The razor-sharp volcanic rock ripped away both uniform and equipment. Blood and sweat stained their utilities. Finally, they reached the summit. There, the patrol found a piece of pipe, lashed a small flag to it, and thrust it into the air. As the flag went up, Marines below shouted, and the horns and whistles on the ships of the 5th Fleet sounded out. Watching from the base of Mount Suribachi, Secretary of the Navy James Forrestal turned to the commander of the 5th Amphibious Corps, Lieutenant General Holland M. Howlin' Mad Smith, and said, "Holland, the raising of that flag on Suribachi means a Marine Corps for the next 500 years. Later, a larger, more visible flag was raised, and Joe Rosenthal, an Associated Press photographer, captured the most famous war photograph ever taken. Of the 6 men in Rosenthal's picture, Only 3 survived the action on Iwo Jima. On D+23, the island was declared secure, and the first battle-damaged B-29 to seek safety on Iwo Jima had landed. Yet to the Marines, the job was not complete. It would take another 12 days of combat and 8,000 more casualties before the final counterattack was beaten back. While no one knows the name of the first Marine to fall on Iwo Jima, the last was First Lieutenant Harry L. Martin. He died leading his platoon in a furious night attack in the concluding battle of the campaign. For his courage, he earned the final Medal of Honor to be awarded to the valiant men of Iwo Jima. Although seizing the island cost 6,721 killed in action and another 19,000 wounded, it saved more than it cost. By the end of the war, over 26,000 crewmen and over 2,500 crippled superfortresses had been saved by the Iwo Jima airstrip. The battle for Iwo Jima is a story of dauntless spirit, of triumph over a seemingly invincible enemy, of heroes who won through the strength of their faith, faith in each other, faith in their corps, faith in their country, and faith in their God. It is a story that is simply about courage. The historic accounts of the battle tell of the fierce fighting and the lives lost, but only the survivors know the true toll. The cost in friends and fellow Marines, comrades who fell on these black sands, never to feel the sun on their faces, never to see the green fields of home again. Honor, courage, and commitment, words that define their legacy. It is Iwo Jima and the battlefields of Belleau Wood, Chosin Reservoir, Hue City, Kuwait, and so many others that serve as our link to the past and our guide to the future. Places where Marines, through their deeds, have built monuments more enduring than stone. Though the battle for Iwo Jima was won over 50 years ago, the whispers of that titanic struggle continue to linger. They swirl across the black sand beaches. They echo through the shell-marked ravines. And finally, they are lifted on the wind to the heights of Mount Suribachi itself. And if we listen closely, we can hear the soft voices of those fallen warriors telling us, the deed is everything, the glory nothing. Remember our deeds. Remember our deeds. On the day that the 3rd Marine Division dedicated its cemetery, Major General Graves Erskine said, "Victory was never in doubt. What was in doubt in all our minds was whether there would be any of us left to dedicate our cemetery at the end, or whether the last Marine would die knocking out the last Japanese gun and gunner. Let the world count our crosses. Let them count them over and over. Here on Iwo Jima, let us do away with names, with ranks and rates and unit designations. Do away with the terms regular, reserve, veteran, boot, old-timer, replacement. They are empty, categorizing words. Here on Iwo Jima lie only Marines. This monument, the United States Marine Corps War Memorial, stands not only as a tribute to the Marines of Iwo Jima, but to the valor of America's Corps of Marines through the ages. It is for us not mere bronze and granite. It is a symbol of what we were, what we are, and what we will be. Men and women of courage and character. On this special day, we remember our fallen comrades and their valor. Let us never forget that our legacy was purchased by Marines with a sense of honor, by Marines with courage, and by Marines who committed themselves to a higher cause. Their story not only lives on here, it lives on in our souls. God bless you, God bless our great Corps, and God bless America. Happy birthday, Marines. Semper Fidelis.